Thank God we still have Otilla Brown and Sanaipei Tande stored in our database. As much as it was brought down from YouTube, we'll still be playing it on Y in the morning on Y254. Yes, I go by the name of Barrymore Says So. It's Barrymore on every social media platform. Yes, and we carry on with Queen's Wednesday. And in studio with me is a queen who's an author, but she brought a king with her. She goes by the name Diana, and the king she wrote goes by the name of Pastor James, and they have an initiative for cancer that is really beautiful, and I'd like you guys to get to hear about. So I'll quit the talking and get straight to it. My people, introduce yourselves, and then we can carry on.
My name is Diana, and I'm an author. I got a calling to go into the work for God some 3 years ago, and that is when I began my journey towards writing the book. It's called Sonship, Becoming One with God. It has to do with getting to know God by experience and by the word.
What's your educational background again?
I studied hospitality.
Hospitality.
Yeah, that is what I did in the same university. And then I tried to go in that direction, did businesses here and there before I began now.
Do you still practice hospitality?
No,
Not
I decided
really.
to come to the Lord full time.
To the Lord full time in service. What about you, my brother?
Yes, my name is Reverend James Gichuki. I serve with Life Care Fellowship International. I am a pastor with a church in Y254 called Life Care Fellowship International. I went to school at Pan-African Christian University.
In Roysambu?
Roysambu. I did communication, that is corporate. I'm also an author. I've done a book called Discovering the Seed of Greatness in You. And we have partnered with my sister here to really create that awareness to the people of Kenya, to the young people, and again to the people that are living in our country, because cancer has become, a national disaster.
All right.
And
Before we talk about cancer,
right.
you're both authors, and publication is a problem in Kenya right now.
Right.
And so many writers are complaining about it. How is it working for you guys?
For me, what I decided to do was go into self-publishing, and I was able to get all the apps that I needed to do the editing myself. And then after that, there are companies out there that now deal with putting together the work that you have done. And so the reason why it took even so long for me to write a book is because I was doing the editing, I was doing the writing, I compiled the whole
And traditionally, it's not done like that.
Traditionally, it's not done like that. You write a manuscript, you give it to the publisher. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for me it was excellent, because where I went to school, they have a publishing house. It's called a Virgin Publishing House, Roysambu. And when I was in university, I was able to volunteer 1 year in that particular publishing house. So for me to talk to them and talk about what I have, the editor of that Evangel was one of my lecturer. So it was very easy for me to take the manuscript and take my writings to her. That was excellent for me.
It worked for you?
It worked for me.
All right, back to the matter now.
Right.
Christ and Cancer Initiative, it's coming through on 22nd of June.
No, on the 4th of June.
On the 4th of June.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, who was the brainchild of this idea, please?
I was the brainchild, and I have been burdened by the suffering that is happening all over Kenya every now and again. If it is not to do with politics, if it is not to do with the rains, it is this and that. And I prayed about it, and God told me that we should get together with the people that are feeling very hopeless in this situation of cancer, because once you get it, the people they are written off. You feel like that's the end for you, and you begin wondering, how do I write a will? Who will I live with? Because
the first thing that comes to your mind is a will.
I'm dying. The first thing, when you hear of cancer, the first thing that comes to many people's minds is I'm dying. And so from there on, you move on with this hopelessness inside that.
Which is not
nothing.
always the case.
Which is not always the case. It doesn't have to be always the case. Yeah.
And this is to breathe hope into cancer patients.
Right.
All right.
So when I joined my sister on the issue that she had, my heart was moved, because I had a passion to be able to reach to these people. How do we tell them about Christ? How do we tell them that Jesus is able to heal? So I was able to partner with her and support the vision, because at this particular time and hour, All of us know that in Kenya, if there is a disaster that's happening, apart from the flood, is cancer. And people are dying silently. And you look at the scope of our country, even government officials. Last month we were able to, we heard about an MP from Baringo who was buried. And that one has moved me as a pastor. How can we be able to tell people with Christ again is possible? We have testimony that we have even in our churches, people who are healed of cancer. And after talking to people about that issue, then again our
through
plan,
prayer or through prayer and medication,
right?
Oh, these people who have been healed from cancer,
right?
Is it through prayer, or is it spiritual or medical attention, or both?
It's spiritual. We have got one of a boy of one of my pastor, and he was diagnosed with cancer. And when he was taken to, after that, the father and the mother had time to pray and say God, for that case. And we have a testimony that after 3 months, when they returned back to the doctor, cancer was not there. So we have testimonies saying that Jesus can heal and Jesus can do it. So this conference is focusing on those people that are ailing, and also the survivors that can be able to tell, apart from the doctor, Jesus is a perfect physician. He can do it, and he can heal. And we are looking at it at the book of Numbers, where when the children of Israel were in the wilderness, and they were beaten by venomous serpents, and the Bible says, and God told Moses, put up a bronze serpent. Anyone who looks at that serpent, he will receive healing. And that is what's happened. And you look at the Bible in the New Testament, we see again Jesus speaking about raising, him being raised up. And anybody who sees him, he received that healing.
Hold that thought.
Yes.
22162 is our SMS line. Start with YM254. Never forget to leave your name and where you're watching us from. The talk of the day is Christ and cancer. And this is a conference that is going to be held on 4th June. So send your views, your comments about this particular topic. If you're suffering, or if you're suffering secondarily or primarily, tell us, talk to us, send your questions, your views, direct them to me at It's Barimo on every social media platform, Y254 channel on Twitter, and 22162 the SMS line, or direct them to them. Back to the matter now. Prevention has always been better than cure.
Right.
All right. Is there a way that you're plugging in prevention as a topic of conversation in this conference, or you're just dealing with people who are suffering?
Basically, we are dealing with those that are suffering, because we find that much as you have to prevent by the nutrition and the lifestyle that you choose, even those that are careful to do these things, you find that they are still being affected by the disease. So much as
not all cancer patients live reckless.
Not recklessly. I'm saying there are people that look after their nutrition. There are people that take it really seriously to do the right things, to exercise, to eat right. But I think cancer does not choose whether you're living a certain lifestyle or not. I feel that that is my personal view. It comes at any hour, at any time, to any person. And so preventive, it's good to live a lifestyle that will prevent. But in the case when it still attacks you, after you've done all these things, there is we are trying to say there is hope even at that particular juncture. And also for those who have lived with it for a long time and are feeling they have come to an end of it, there is also hope for them.
All right.
Yeah.
Venue, time, and goal of the conference.
We have planned to have it at St. Andrews PCA, just in Nairobi. It will be on 4th of next month, that is June. It will be starting at around 9 up to 6. So anybody who has somebody who is suffering from cancer, any friend, or anybody who want to have that kind of awareness, we're inviting them. We have done posters, and we have told them to come. We'll have people, even by God's grace, we are looking for having cancer survivor, one of them MP, to come and grace the occasion, so
that's
that
big.
people can be able to be encouraged. And again, also to support my sister, what you're saying, we are planning after that conference. It will be things continuing, because we are planning to have Bible study for those people, whereby we can be able to help them to live, to live as they continue believing that Christ is going to heal them. Having Bible study, schools of helping these people. And at that particular time, we'll be able to tell them, yes, as you continue surviving, God can heal, and again, check on how you live.
All right. Are you one of the speakers at the event?
Yes, I'm one of the speakers there. Yeah.
And this is like short term. 4th June is coming. It's here with us. What about the long term? What is Christ in Cancer going to do, or as planned to do in the long run?
In the long run, we are going to, because I believe that people will get to the place where they are being healed. I believe that after that, they can be coming back and also, helping those that are in that situation as a testimony that life, is triumphant, as a testimony that it can be done, that there is healing. So from there, it becomes a platform, to continue giving hope to even others after that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming through. We appreciate you. One last time, venue and time, so that if they're watching and they feel the need or they need this, they don't miss.
Right.
The venue will be at St. Andrews PCEA in Nairobi, and it will be taking, it's a conference that's taking place the whole day from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. because we have a lot to share.
Free of charge?
It's there's a registration fee of 5,000.
5,000 shillings.
Yes.
What do you get off your 5,000? The Kenyans will always ask.
Of course, yes, they will always ask. First of all, we are planning to have the place for the comfort of the person that is coming in. And then more than that, there are cases of cancer that I have had, and particularly one of a little boy who's suffering from bone marrow cancer, and he's only 2.5 years old, and they are trying to raise the bill. And from what the conference is going to get, we are also putting into being able to pay the bill for the little
Makes
boy.
a lot of sense.
And
Which is a
also
very good initiative.
some other, yes, it's also
because there are
very
patients who need instant medical care,
Yes.
and they can't afford it.
They can't
So some
afford
money
it.
will go
Yeah.
to this initiative, and some money will be for the comfort of the conference. It
Yes.
can't be a conference without comfort. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you very much for what you're doing to the society. We have to wrap this up. We appreciate you. 4th June, PCA.
PCA, St. Andrews.
St. Andrews,
St. Andrews,
PCA.
Yes.
Amazing.
Nairobi.
Be sure to attend if you're affected by this particular case. We're still carrying on with WCW. This is Queen's Wednesday on Y in the morning, and we have an artist lined up for you next for music and lifestyle. You don't want to miss this.